Alright, this is 3.3 definitions. We're going to use the calculator to get our values so we don't have to do it by hand. I'm using the data set from 2-2, number 18. We're going to talk about quartiles, also the 5-number summary. So there's two ways to have the calculator spit out this information for us. One is to have it make a box and whiskers plus outlier plot, which looks like this. So we have the entire data set with outliers to either side if they lie outside of the interquartile range, or 1.5 times the interquartile range. And we have the minimum value, far left. We have the maximum value that is allowable, far right, not to get confused with the outliers, which lie even further out. We have Q1, which is where the first quarter of the data ends. We have Q3, where the first 3 quarters of the data ends. And we also have our median in the middle, which is the bigger line, which would be where the second half starts, where the first half ends. Alright, on the calculator. Zooming in. Alright, I'm using the same data set we'd used before for 2-2, number 18. Alright, so I'm going to go to my stat plot. I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to go down to box and whiskers plus outlier plot, as opposed to the second to last one, which is the box and whiskers plot. My X list is L1. My frequency is 1 because it's raw data. If it was organized, I would use an X list and a class list, and I would get the same results. I'm going to hit graph, and it brings up this. Remember, if you don't get anything good, zoom 9 does zoom stat. Now, we have pretty much the same picture I had written in the slide. We have our minimum value, our Q1, our median, our Q3, our maximum, and then this guy out here is referred to as an outlier. If you take the interquartile range and you subtract it from Q1, you get the minimum value that's allowed. When you take the interquartile range, multiply it by 1.5 and add it to Q3, anything beyond that would be an outlier that's greater than the set. Now, if I press trace, the values it gives me at the bottom of the calculator gives me the 5-number summary. My minimum is 12, my Q1 is 21.5, my median is 26.5, my Q3 is 34.5, the maximum allowable value in my data set is 44, and my outlier is 57. Now, I can also, without playing with the stat plot, get the same 5-number summary from the home screen. If I go statistics, so stat, go over to calculate, I'm going to calculate a 1-variable statistic. Now, mine just drops the command onto the home screen. Yours is going to bring it to another menu, and prompt you for the X list and the frequency, just like it would have been the plot. Enter in L1, enter in 1, and then go to calculate. For mine, the syntax goes L1, comma L2 if I had a frequency, but I don't have a frequency here, so I'm just going to go L1 and hit enter. And now it gives me a whole bunch of information. It gives me the mean, the sum of the values, the sum of the values squared. It gives me my standard deviation of the sample, if it was a sample, the standard deviation of the population, if it was a population, the overall count, which was 40, and then if I keep pressing down, I have my minimum, my Q1, my median, my median, my Q3, and my maximum value. Notice that this does not give me outliers. Now, I'm going to do a second video to talk about where to find the outliers, but there's 2 ways to do it: from the stat plot, which can give you the outliers by itself, or from this option, which is stat calc 1var statistic.